Hello, welcome back. Just rolling right along. Didn't want that last video to be longer than 46 minutes. So we just finished assigning our pilots, and now we're going to arm the aircraft. Okay, so in the beginning here, it's going to be a little slow for us because I just want to go through the rules with people. It'll get quicker later because you're going to find that certain planes you're just going to use for certain bombs. Starting here, and we'll go this way, these aircraft don't take munitions, but they do get awareness points. So he's going to start with 3 awareness points, and that's basically it. And then here you can see the freely add to mission. That's just trying to tell you it doesn't count towards the mission count. Okay, so now we move to Teflon. This is our air-to-air guy. The hardest choice in World War III is the fact that we have to spend special operation points to buy the Phoenix weapons, those AIM-54s. Those AIM-54s are pretty sweet. And I don't have a lot of, it may look like I have a lot with 60, but I have to go through 12 days. So what I'm going to do is I am going to buy 2. Largely because in the beginning missions, like this one, when you don't have a lot of experience points yet, etc., you want to punch hard, because later in the game, as your guys become ace pilots, the missions just get easier and easier. This is a game that's actually hardest in the beginning. So, so spend your points early. Instead of late. So I got 2 of them here, and I'm going to flip them over to the AIM-54s. These are special Phoenix, and you're going to get to see the rules for these right away. Now the other thing to bear in mind is that, remember, this is a, the weight penalty is 1. This particular target is 35, which you'll notice is normally a weight penalty of 0. So I have 8 weight points, so I'm down to 7, okay? I'm going to take an ECM pod, so 7, 6, 5, 4, and then 3, 2, 1, 0, and I think I want 2 AIM-7s and 2 AIM-9s. All right, so the AIM-9s are for close air-to-air combat. The AIM-7s are for a little further away, and then the Phoenix are my sniper ones. Okay, the ECM pod is just to help keep it alive as it takes damage or somebody shoots at it. And also, very important, I have a special operation point. Okay, now in case you're forgetting, it's that number right there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there's a penalty of 1. So that gets me to 8. The other thing to understand is there is a 20mm cannon, but you have to roll a 10 on a 10-sided die. It's not very easy to do. And you have to be right over the target. I believe you have to also be low altitude. But anyways, you always have that in case you run out of weapons completely. But basically, I'm preparing to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planes with this. And just so you understand, I'm drawing 2 times 4 is 8, plus 4 is 12. I'm drawing 12 planes. Now, not all of them are gonna, some of them are gonna say no bandit on the back, you know, like, I can't find one, like that one would have been a no bandit. So there's no guarantee I'm going to get 12, but there's a possibility. And then I'm also drawing 1 every single turn. So I'm concerned that I may need to get rid of my ECM pod and get more. But I think I'm going to just sit with that. So now we're going to move on. This is also a weight limit of 7. Okay, and then anytime you're getting weapons, you have to make sure they can actually hold them. So here you can see the aim 7, 9, and 54. You can see here that Bear can't use the Phoenix. He can use the 7, 9, and 120. So I cannot use Phoenix on the Bears. So those 2 SO points I spent are reserved specifically for there. Another important point is on day 1, our mission is target 35, so you want to write 35. Now what I do is I put a slash because I'm doing 2 targets today. That's the primary, this is the secondary, so the secondary one is going to be 16. Okay. And then I also spent SO points, so right now I've spent 2. So I'm going to put 2 and then a slash, because I may spend more on the next mission. Okay. All right, keep going. Bear is also going to be our air-to-air guy. Giving him an ECM pod. And we're going to give him 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So aim 9. These are up close and personal. Aim 7 for further away. So we're going to have 3 aim 7s. And I'm going to make it 4 aim 7s and 2 aim 9s. That might be a bad choice, but I'm going to roll with it. Okay, so now we get to these 2. They're both Mustangs. They both have a weight point of 7. Going to use them as more of a bomber capacity. So I'm going to put 2 AGM-88s on each one for sure. And then I need to figure out some things. So these ones you can be a little more precise with. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all use radar, and they're all in the. Because remember, I sorted them by, I don't care about these. Unless I'm flying low directly over them, they're not going to hurt me. So out of the ones that will hurt me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need to shoot 6 AGM-88s. That's how the math works with this. So the other thing is we said that these are vehicle targets. And so there's this one particular bomb. This guy has a vehicle of +3. And I can shoot it from 2 spaces away. Normally the 7 and 10 stinks. But if you're getting a +3 bonus to your die roll, that's a 4 and a 7. That's much, much better. And it has a weight value of 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to equip a lot of these. And so I'm actually trying to find So I found a bunch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one AGM 88 on Kraken and Extra. Remember, they have a weight point penalty of 1, so they're at 11, and of course that makes it 10. And we do make sure that they can carry an AGM 88, and they can. So now you might be wondering, why am I spreading out the AGM 88s? A large part of it is on the very first turn, each plane only gets to shoot once. So if I have an AGM 88 on 4 different planes, I'm going to be able to take out 4 of these targets potentially all at once. And that's the idea. So, so here we have a 7. Those 2 AGM-88s make it a 5. This is a 4-3. And I could do another one for a 2-1. but I'm going to assume that I'm going to miss with my AGM-88s a few times. So I'm trying to find which bucket those are in. So I'm going to take 2 more AGM-88s, and I'm going to actually give them to Talon. He'll be my AGM-88 pimp. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the penalty is 7. I guess I can put an ECM pod on him for 8. So here we're going to have 2, 4, 5, 6. Penalty is 7. And an ECM pod for him. Okay. And then when we get to our big juggernauts here. Now, we're sort of getting lucky. This vehicle here is allowing us to use these Mavericks. And I have this on the wrong side. The Maverick can shoot 2 spaces away. So we could literally be sitting here and we can hit the target. Okay? So by sitting here and hitting this target, I don't even have to worry about this because this can shoot 2 spaces away. Well, this is 1, 2. I don't even need to fly to the zone. I can hit this target from way back here. Okay? So that's one thing I need to factor in. The second one is the AGM-88s are awesome because I can take out everything with radar, but these 2 here are not radar. They're actually quite brutal. And then this one automatically hits when he rolls. You have to basically take out these soft targets by being directly over them. And that's where actually, that's a perfect situation for these rockets, because then you can suppress them when they shoot. Because they'll get to shoot at you first, you suppress them so they don't hit you, and then you destroy them. The soft targets, you want to use the MK20s, which we didn't discuss. These MK20s have an S plus 5. That S means soft target. You get a plus 5 to your die roll against soft targets. So these are, I think, those cluster bombs that you see do a lot of devastation. But basically, you can drop these and kill those real easy. But you still got to get over the target, and then see you have to be low altitude, which is when they get to fire low altitude. So you have to plan for taking these out, or otherwise they'll take you out. Okay, I don't have to worry about any of that because I'm going to sit back here and just shoot all my rockets and then fly away. So, with that being said, this one's definitely a threat. 2 spaces. These 2 can only shoot 1 space away. So notice, they can only get to here. They cannot get me here. So if I'm flying in from this angle, those 2 are no longer a threat. This one's no longer a threat. So I can move these to the right. I'm going to move this one down. This one's 1 space away, no longer a threat. That one is 3 spaces away. That one's a big, ugly dude. Okay, so now I'm down to 1, 2 that I need to take out. Everything else is just bonus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 AGM-88s away. I don't need so many AGM-88s, and I'm going to add another Maverick to him. I don't know if I even need that, but let's do the math. So 12 minus 1 is 11, 1 being the penalty. And then if I do this is 6. And apologies, I'm just grabbing more tokens. You are limited. So if you run out of tokens, you're not allowed to equip anymore. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8. See, like this one, I'm out. So I may not have wanted to take my two big heavy hitters. In fact, I am going to, I do need 16 hits to take this thing out. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm out of tokens. Oh, no. I have these that I set here for my display. So I got 2 more. Oh, here we go. There's 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I actually have 1 left over. So we're good there. And that would be 11, and that's 12. So we're good. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now the question becomes, I don't need that many AGM88s. Now that I did the math, I have 2 radar stations I need to take out, and that's it. So I'm going to take the AGM and the ECM pod away from both of these. Well, no, I'm not. From one of them, and at least get one more Maverick in. I'm out of Maverick tokens, so I can't add one more to the other. So Talon will go in with the extra AGM88s. And I'm fine with that. This is good. Okay, so this can be very time consuming. So my apologies if you are bored silly, but this is, in my opinion, the strength of this game. So if you love a game like this, you're gonna love it because there's role-playing elements and you level up and gain experience points. And you're gonna love this game because of the strategy of selecting your armaments and how to divide it amongst your planes and how you're gonna do your attack. This is the meat of the strategy and of the game. This could also be the reason you hate it. So anyways, we don't have to do the other mission yet. We do that later. We just have to get this one. So we spent a lot of time on step 5, arming our aircraft. So now we draw a target-bound event card. So these can be awful or they could be really good. When you draw the card, there's 3 sections. This is target-bound, this is over target, and this is on the way home. So when you draw this particular card at this time, you only pay attention to the top, you ignore everything else. Okay? If we were over the target, we would just ignore these 2 sections and only deal with that. So regain all special operation points you spent on special weapons this mission. Okay, that is sweet. So we spent 2, and I'm gonna come over here and cross that out. I did not spend 2. That was a sweet little card. So I put that here. I know it says you put your aircraft pilot cards there, but I don't. I just put this here, and now we go to place aircraft. Okay, so this is where you grab all of your aircraft tokens. And you can place them anywhere on the board you want. I'm putting all of them in this corner here. Am I? Yes. Okay, I'm putting them all here, and they're all going to be high altitude. Now, you may see me get lazy as this video series goes on, because I tend to not do this. So, a couple of things. The first thing is, I usually fly all my planes as a group. I very rarely split them up. Okay? So what you may see me do when I get really lazy is just have 1 token, because that represents my entire fleet. Okay. The other thing you may see me do is not pay attention to whether these are high altitude or low, because I know I'm high altitude all the time. I only go low when I'm dropping bombs that require me to go low. Otherwise, I'm flying high altitude. So those are some of the things you may see me get really lazy about. It just saves time, and you'll end up doing it too. Okay, so I'm placing all my aircraft, and yes, they have to be on individual spaces. So this is a different space than this. Okay, determine and place bandits. So now we get to find out how many bandits we're actually up against. So remember, it's 2 per approach and then 4 in the middle. So I'm going to draw 2 for the north. And I got a MiG-21 and no bandit. Okay, so the no bandit goes back in the cup. So now I'm drawing 2. And I got a MiG-21 and no bandit. 2 more. No bandit, no bandit. 2 more. No bandit. That's a Mirage 3, which is out of the game. And a MiG. And 4 more. 2, 3, 4. Flip them over. And look at that luck. Now, I want you to understand, there really isn't that much luck. There's hardly any tokens left in here. This particular target is drawing bandit chits like there's no tomorrow. So I got super duper lucky there by getting all of those. So I actually have 1, 2, 3 bandits. Okay, this particular bandit is 1 space away. 1, and that one shoots 4 spaces away. This one is a nasty little bugger. Okay, and so now we keep going. So we do Intel Air Defense Adjustment. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, okay. The Intel Air Defense Adjustment is we draw 3 more center bandits. Oh, 3 more. 1, 2. That's what I get for going up against its carrier fleet. 1, 2, and 3. So we do have 1 MiG that goes there, and then 2 more no bandits. Okay, next we do draw over target event card. Rotate approach area sites by 1 area counterclockwise. Oh. Okay, so counterclockwise means these 3 are going here. These 3 are going here. These 3 there, and these 3 there. Okay, so now this has suddenly become much more deadly going over this approach. But again, I think I can shoot everything from here, so I'm going to be okay. But I did all of a sudden, this one now becomes a target I have to concern myself with. This one is, and this one still is. That one we were going to ignore, but now we can't ignore it. So that actually hurt us a lot. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 now that I need AGM-88s for. I happen to have 5 AGM-88s equipped, so I need to be super good with my hitting here. Oh, I'm just realizing something. I can ignore events on a 6+, so let's see if I can ignore this event, and I can. So I apologize, I gotta move everything back. This was worth ignoring. Yeah, much better. Okay, so I know I did that real quick, but that's the reason why I bring this guy along. Can ignore events on a 6+. So anytime you draw an event card, if you don't like it, you can roll. Okay, next, Phoenix missile attacks. Okay, so this one's pretty simple. Normally, when you're doing attacking, you go one plane at a time, you pick your target, you fire, then you go to the next target, you fire, you know. So this plane can fire, and then this plane can wait to see what that plane did or did not do, and then you can make a decision there. Phoenix is not that way. Phoenix is, you have to pick all your targets right now. And I only happen to have 2 Phoenix missiles. And they can shoot 4 spaces away. And for sure, I'm going after this one, because that one is my biggest threat in the entire map. And the fact that he can shoot 4 spaces away has me deeply concerned. In fact, I'm even contemplating firing both at him because I dislike him that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 AIM 7s equipped, so I can take out planes that are 2 spaces away pretty handily. I am going to shoot both of them at him, and largely because I want to take him out. He is a very large threat to me. That 279 means when he rolls a die, he does a hit on me if he rolls a 2 or better. 2 hits on me if he rolls a 7 or better. Like, that's not good. So I want to take him out. And then, you know, the other thing I don't like is his range is 4. My range on the AIM 7 is only 2. So he's going to be able to shoot at a much longer range than I am. If I didn't have these, I wouldn't even be able to hit him. So that's why I'm going to go after him. So we resolve that now. And I'm going to roll both dice. I need a 6 or better, okay, to hit. He has a +1 on him, which means that I actually, we have superior technology. His electronic countermeasures aren't as good. So I actually only need a 5 or better. That's what the +1 means. I know it's counterintuitive. You would think the +1 is to my die roll, not to the number I need to get to. Does that make sense? So I only need to roll a 5, and then that +1 will make it a 6. Okay. The other thing is I get to use my pilot here, Teflon. I get a +1 for that. So now I only need a 4 to hit. And then this guy gives me a +1 on all air-to-air rolls, so I only need a 3 to hit. Okay, with that in mind, I'm tempted to pull this one now. I mean, what's the chances of me not getting a 3? This is the stressful part of the game. I'm going to put the other one there, okay? The blue die is going to be for him. The red die is going to be for him. And if I calculated this correctly, they both have +1s on them. So that makes the 6 turn down to a 5. And then I get a +1 for the AWACS is 4. And the +1 for the Teflon is 3. So I need a 3 or better. Blue die, him. Red die, him. And there we go. A 10 and a 9. Okay? So both of them were hits. Excellent. So I'm going to take both of these off. And both of these planes are destroyed and go back in the cup. Okay. Then we place the turn counter. See, this is all before the turn starts. So now we're on turn 1. And on turn 1, 1 bandit gets launched from the carrier. So we're going to draw. And I got no bandit. So nothing happens this turn. Okay. So now we have a jettison decision. So basically you can agree to abandon, you can, take it back. Jettison means I can drop my get rid of my munitions. Why would I do that? Rarely do I ever want to do that, but sometimes when you're doing air-to-air combat, if you have bombs, air-to-ground weight points, then, so for example, Bear has nothing but air-to-air missiles. If I would have put those Mavericks on him that have, 2 weight points, that actually would have created a penalty to his air-to-air combat, but only at range 0. I actually forgot this for the longest time. I was applying this all the time and not realizing it's range 0. So it's a very specific situation, but you do have the option to jettison your, so it's basically you're going to get rid of all of your, whatever you want. You can just jettison it so you lighten your load, okay? Fast pilots attack, okay? If we don't attack now, then the AI gets to counter. So right now, the AI can only hit me with 2 pieces. This piece right here, and this piece right here. Nothing else on the board can hit me where I'm standing. This bandit wants to, but he only has a range of 1. He can only hit to here. That bandit wants to, and he only has a range of 1. So I have 2 pieces that can hit me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 2 of my situational awareness, and I'm going to give 1 to I'm going to give 1 to each of my Krakens. So they go. I want to give it to Talon, but Talon gets a +0 to his air to ground, and this one gets a +2 and a +1. I want to take these out because let me tell you something. If you let them shoot at you, you're going to lose this game. And this one is increasing my risk that they're going to shoot at me. Now I do get a +1 to my air to ground rolls, so this one would need a 3 or better, which is good odds. It's just as good as those Phoenix. But right now, that's a +2, and then +3 from the AWACS. This is a guaranteed hit. Because if I roll a 1, I'm going to get a +3 and get a 4. That's a guaranteed hit. I only need a 4 to hit with these. See that R4? And then this one is a extra over here is going to be a +2. So I'm going to guarantee that I take out that one. And then this one's going to be the shot from extra. So this one's a guaranteed hit, so he's dead. And then extra, I just need a 2 or better. And there I go, I got a 2. See, that would have been a bad roll if I would have did that with Talon there. Talon would have gotten a 3 out of 4 and missed. So I took this out with extra. So that's done, okay? So now the Sights and Bandits attack. Nobody on the board can attack me, okay? So now we say, and this is saying you may suppress or use evasion, which we haven't talked about, but evasion causes stress on your pilots, but you basically, you roll 2 dice for the enemy and you get to pick the worst one. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so sorry, I was just reading the but it said here, yeah, we're good. Okay, so so now the slow pilots attack. So when you use those situational awareness points, these 2 pilots can attack again. Unfortunately, they have nothing to attack with. I mean, they have those Mavericks, but we're not going to use the Mavericks on these piddly little things. So that was the one drawback. If I would have attacked with Talon, I could have used one during the fast phase and then still had another one during the slow, and so Talon could have attacked twice. But as it stands, the only thing I can really attack with for Talon and Mustang is I can send these AGM-88s. There's 2 of them, and I'm really just cleaning up stuff I don't even need to worry about, but I'm going to do it anyways. So I'm going to take out that one and take out that one. So we're going to start with Talon. Remember, they get a +1 from this, and Talon gets +0. So there's a 9, so this one's gone. And then the other one, I rolled a 10. I didn't even look to see what my bonuses are. It doesn't matter. So I just cleaned up 2 more. It was probably not smart of me, because actually if you hold on to munitions for the return trip, there's some weird rules where you can actually jettison munitions to improve your die roll in case you get a bad event or a pilot gets shot down. So it probably was stupid of me to do, but I did it anyways. The more important one though is I'm going to start with Bear, and Bear is going to use one of his aim 7s because we're sitting here and he's going to use an aim 7 that can shoot 2 spaces away. We're going to shoot that one. So I rolled a 1, which is awful, but I do get +2, so that becomes a 3, and that makes it a 4, and Bear adds 2 more for 6. So 2, 3 from this, 4, 5 from the plane, and 1 from the die is 6. I needed a 6. With a die roll of 1, I got a 6 out of that die roll and still destroyed the plane. I know I'm making it look easy, but on your first game, there's a lot going on in your brain and you're going to be melted. I'm making this look easy because I've played this a lot. I do really love this mission. It's a very challenging mission, and it's not always going to look easy. But right now I'm doing great. I'm concerned I'm not going to destroy the target, and that's what I'm concerned about. I don't think I brought enough bombs. Okay, so that's a slow pilot attack. I do have, Teflon has the ability to attack, but I can't attack with him because this particular bandit over here is 1, 2, 3 spaces away. So can't do anything about it. So we're done with our slow pilot attack. Now we do aircraft move and adjust altitude. So we're going to move in to here. Everybody's moving to the same space, okay? And our altitude's going to stay high because that's what the Mavericks need. Now the bandits move. So the rules are simple. This bandit won't move unless he's out of range. So he's going to move to here, and now he's in range. That's where he wants to be, okay? Now some might argue, well, why not move here or whatever? As long as he's range 1, the game doesn't care where he moves to, and I don't think it matters if he's here or there. Okay, so advanced turn counter. So now we're on turn 2. So we have to draw a bandit. And the bandit is no bandit. So we got lucky again. We're getting really lucky there, actually. Now, when you're over target, see how it says ×5? What that's meaning is there's 5 turns. So you get 5 turns to destroy your target. So we're going to repeat these steps up to 5 times. You don't have to repeat them. And as soon as you destroy the target, you basically can hightail it out of there. You don't actually have to fly away or do more turns or anything like that. Okay, so we're on turn 2. No jettison, fast pilot's attack. I am going to go fast with Teflon. He has a situational awareness point, so we're going to spend his point, and we're going to use the aim 7 right there on that bandit that's left. I rolled a 10, I obliterated it, and so the bandit's gone, and we cleared the skies. Right now there's no planes in the sky bothering us. Sights and bandits attack. There's no sights or bandits that can hit us. They completely miss us. And now we get slow pilot's attack. So now with the slow pilot's attack, we get to attack the target. Now one rule I haven't explained is we've been sort of shooting things one at a time, pew, pew, kind of thing. But as long as it's the same munition type, you can basically unload everything. So Mustang here is going to launch all 3 of these all at once. There's nothing stopping me from being able to do that. It's just that I never had a chance to yet, or a need to. So I'm going to go after this carrier fleet, and just a refresher, they're all the same, but I'm putting them side by side. They get a vehicle +3. These are vehicles, so I'm going to get a +3 to my die roll. Mustang has a +2, so that's a +5. And then this is a +1, so that's a +6 to my die roll. That's fantastic, in fact. I'm going to grab another 10-sided die here. so I can roll for all 3, since they're all the same. I want to get higher number, obviously is better. I need a boatload of hits on this thing. So the infrastructure here says +1 hit, so that means I need one more hit than what it says, and it says I need 16, so I need 17 hits. That's what I'm very, very, very concerned about. I don't think I can do it. So right here, I'm going to roll for 3. I get a +6 to my die roll. So this is a 9, a 10, and a 7. Okay, so wasn't very good, but so this is a 2 hits, and these are 1 hit each. So 2, 3, 4 hits, we're done. And I know I promised to go a little slow. The way I got to 4 hits is the 10 is 2 hits. See, there's 2 numbers there with the slash, but the other 2 only got to 7 or better, but not to 10. So there was only 1 hit for each of these. So 2 hits, 1 hit, 1 hit. 2 hits, 1 hit, and 1 hit. And remember, this one is only a hit because I have a +6 to my die roll. 3 of it's from that right there. Okay? All right, so that was 4 hits, and I'm going to need 4 hits from every single bomber, plus another bonus hit from one of my bombers to pull this off, and I'm not going. I'm very concerned. I can't say that enough. Okay, because the next one only has 2. There's only 2. So again, I get a +3, +1 for this, and then Talon gets +0. So I'm only getting a +4 on this one. 6 + 4 is 10. 9 + 4 is way over 10. So boom, boom. I actually did 4 hits with this guy. So 2 hits and 2 more hits. Okay. So there, I got. I'm going to be totally honest. I got lucky. So that's 4 more hits. That was fantastic. So I'm going to grab another 4 from my damage, and so he's up to 8 hits now. Okay, so now we move on to Kraken, and here we're going to get crack-a-lackin'. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I have 5 of them. Oh, I might pull this off. I might. Okay, so again, +3, +1 is 4, and then Kraken gets +2. So that's 6. So that's a +6 to my die roll. I have 5 of them. I'm going to grab some more dice. All right. 5. Come on. +6 to my die roll. That means I'm guaranteed to do 1 hit with each of these. Because even if I roll a 1, I'm getting 1 hit. Oh, look at this. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then this is 1. 3 + 6 is 9, so that's 1 hit. 2, 4, 6, 8, +1 is 9. Who was I smoking, thinking that I'm not going to win this? All right, so just trying to grab. So I grabbed a 9. So 9 and 4 is 13, and 4 is 17. I've destroyed the target. I had another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Oh, I did this with 2 less planes even. That was beautiful, guys or gals that are watching. That was very beautiful. I even impressed myself on this one. This was not as easy as it looked. Okay, but I'm not done. So basically, you know, bandits move, advanced turn counter, but we don't do that anymore because I'm going home. I destroyed the target. We're out of here. So now we go to the homebound. So we draw a homebound event card, and we have, during the next mission you resolve, you may select the priority refueling option at no cost. Okay, priority refueling is, I believe that's the tanker. Okay, so what that means is that this next secondary mission, remember I was going to have a weight point penalty of 3 because of the fuel, but I'm going to get to do priority refueling. So basically I'm going to get to ignore the weight point penalty for the next mission. That is awesome. I'm going to make sure, because they're using different language and terminology, but that couldn't have, I'm getting really lucky. You're not going to get this lucky when you play, so don't use this as an example. So here we have, right here, tanker priority. If you choose to purchase tanker priority option during the arming step, reduces the weight point penalty to 0. You pay 1 for each aircraft. So I think that's what they mean by fueling priority refueling option at no cost. This is called tanker priority. I think that they just changed the rule book before or after they changed the card. So the terminology is a little mismatched, but trust me, I've played this many times. There's nothing else I think this involves. So that is fantastic. So we are definitely not rolling to ignore this event. I'm going to set this over here just to show that that's in play. I don't want to ignore that or forget about it. And we're basically done. Now, we roll for SAR results if needed. That's only if you're shut down. So there's nothing to worry about there. And then we do a debriefing. So we record the outcome, adjust tracks, add target card stress to pilots, pilot stress recovery, and pilot experience and stress. Okay, some of this we can do now. Some of this we have to wait until we're done with the second mission before we can do, but let's just do as much of this as we can now. The first thing is we're done, so we can clean up. So all these bandits are going back in the cup. Okay, the other thing is the damage goes away. Now, what I like to do is, since I did destroy this target, I get 5 victory points. So these planes, I'm going to take these off the board, and they're going to go, I'm just going to put them in a pile over here, because I got to put them on their respective cards. But I'm going to bring this out and just resolve some of this. So first of all, we got 5 victory points for destroying this target. So the first thing we do is that the target was destroyed. So we put an X, and I'm doing a slash because there's 2 targets, and we earn 5 for the first target, and then a slash because we don't know if we are going to get the second target. So that's the first thing. And I tend to put this in a victory point pile somewhere, because in case you ever think your math is wrong, you can always come back and add them up. Okay, so the other thing that's really sweet is the recon is 3 and the intel is 3. So we get to move our recon 1, 2, 3 over. So now our recon became 4, and the intel moves 1, 2, 3 over, and we just went from 3 center bandits to 1. And that's before we even start the secondary mission. Beautiful. Okay, so this I'm going to put in a victory pile over there, and the other thing that happens is all of our pilots get stress, which is 1 for there, and plus 2 because of the carrier fleet. Okay, so we're going to get 3 stress for this mission. So let's just go one at a time. We're going to start with eyes. He has no cool value, so we find eyes, and he's going to take 3 stress. So we grab this, and we just put it on there to show that he has 3 stress. Okay, we destroyed our target, so we completed the mission, and we destroyed the target and lost no aircraft. So eyes is going to get 2 experience points. Okay, now we go to Teflon. I'm going to take off his armaments there. He gets 3 stress, but we get to subtract 1 because he has a cool value of 1, so he gets 2 stress. Okay, and then Teflon gets 2 experience. Okay, it's also at this point in time we would check the experience level to see if they level up. I mean, 2 experience points is not enough for either of those guys. But we'll keep going. So, all right, Bear is going to get 2 stress. And 2 experience points. Okay, Mustang is going to get 2 stress. And 2 experience points. Talon is going to get 2 stress, 3 stress. And he needs 3 experience points, so he's really close to leveling up. So 2 for Talon. And then these 2 guys are both going to get 3. They're both going to get 3, and that's extra in Kraken. 2 and 2 experience points. Okay? So that's everybody. And you can see that from a shaken perspective, I mean, this one's already 1 stress away. And some of these guys seem to be okay. This one is on the cusp of being shaken. And same as those guys. So that carrier battle against another carrier was very stressful for all of them, and it really took its toll. Okay, so add stress to pilots, we did. Recorded the outcome, we did. And then this pilot stress recovery only happens for pilots who did not participate in a mission. And remember, these ones are all participating in another mission that's happening on the same day. So we're going to resolve that next. And so there's going to be 0 pilots that sat out this mission or this particular day. And step 24 here is only a recovery that happens if you basically rested the entire day. I'm going to tell you right now, especially since we got our SO points back, I'm going to do what's called a special R&R, which is right here. So it costs 9 SO points. We're going to remove 2 stress plus cool. I get to wait until the end of the day to do that. So we're going to run the second mission, see how much stress those guys get. And then I'm going to do special R&R and reduce stress for everybody. And like I said, that's the reason why you want a lot of SO points and you want to spend them early. Right now, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm spending them early. I'm getting my guys as much experience points as I can early because this is when they're the weakest. And as they get leveled up, they're going to have cool values that are much higher. They actually won't even accumulate stress as quickly. So anyways, that's it in a nutshell. I've spent 53 minutes on just this mission. There's a secondary mission to go. My battery is almost dead. So I think I'm done for the night, and I will have to resume the rest of this tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm trying to explain the rules as slowly and carefully as I can. I hope it's making sense. If there's any questions, feel free to write me, let me know. I'll try my best to explain things. But that's the gist. Next up is going to be the rail line. So we take the player log away. This rail line is our next target. The small means that we, I think we get a -1 to our air to ground rolls. So we just have to roll 1 better to get a hit. The stress is going to be reduced, which is nice. The fixed we can ignore. We only need to get 6 hits to destroy this, and we're sending a full 4 planes against it, along with an AWACS. So there's going to be very few sights guarding it. Look, the approaches has 0, and then there's going to be quite a bit of bandits though. So a lot of air-to-air combat, and everything else is just going to be obliterating the ground. Now here was the thing. I was very concerned that those secondary targets were in trouble, because you can see these Corsairs here only have a weight of 7, and this is a weight point penalty of 3. So I was only going to get 4 weight points for each of those bombers. But because of this card letting me get priority refueling at no cost, I'm now able to send 7 weight points worth of bombs on each of those Corsairs. I mean, that was a gift. I can't express enough how much of a gift that was. I really think we're going to smoke this. I really do. I still have to be careful against the bandits. They can still cause a lot of damage, so I do have to worry about that. But I will do that on the next video. And like I said, I'm out of battery. I really wanted to keep going, but I guess I'm done for the night. As always, thank you, and this time's for real. I'm going to drop it, so stay awesome.